So I wanted to record some of this for posterity. So we're gonna be painting the house in the next week, which I can't believe this is actually happening, but I didn't want to put it off because it's way overdue. The painting here, if you do a really good job with the painting, it should be done about every 5 years, and this paint job is 7 years old now. So I'm having it done by the same person who did it 7 years ago, and who's done it a few times before. So I knew that I was going to get value for my money in the paint job. And it's just, I just can't get over just how bad it looks. Like when I moved in, the paint job still looked really good. And then it's just only in the last 2 years that it's really gotten nasty. And we've done a little bit of cleaning and touch-ups and things like that. But I recognized that I was just like putting my finger in the dam, and it wasn't my house, and I wasn't going to be paying to do it. So, but I knew that if I ever bought the house, that was gonna be the first priority. So I just can't wait to start. I mean, this wall, orange wall here, was painted like literally the week before I moved in. It was beige, and then for some reason they decided to do it orange, which I was really glad because I like the saturated colors. But that's just in 2 years compared to the 7 years. Like that wall over there is like the 7 years. You can tell the difference. So I'm just kind of making a note. I'm looking at like all the black stuff. I mean, look up there, because they didn't paint back here because they're like, well, why would we paint up here when nobody can see it? Well, I can see it. So it's, and then it also, if there's no paint, like the paint here acts like almost like a sealant of the concrete. So I found out that the back part of my bedroom, where I've just kept on getting leaks during the big storms, had no product at all on the back of it. So that's why I was getting infiltration. So this is all going to get corrected so that maybe I'm not going to flood this year like I did last year, where I realized that everything was falling apart. So if last year, like last summer, I realized that if I wasn't going to be buying the house and then being comfortable putting money into it, then I had to move because the maintenance wasn't getting done properly at this point. Like they had sort of given up, I think. They were realizing it was too much. So I'm just kind of like looking at it and just like, I mean, I've just been looking at these ugly walls. Like I'm just looking like, look at this. I know this is the service corridor, and they didn't paint because it's just the service corridor, but it just looks really bad. And every time I come out here, I don't use this space at all. It's just like relegated. And I'm thinking maybe if I bothered to clean it up and put some plants, I might actually use it. So I'm not going to go through the whole house right now. I've got my house cleaners here, and she's on the, I'm just taking a break, but I'm just going to kind of just like record some of this for posterity. Like you've really got to take care of your paint job here. It's like, you can't, it's not a cosmetic issue here. It really is, it really is a structural issue. And you can see here, they just said, oh, we're just going to paint half the wall, and that part looks good. But I'm sitting in the dining room and I gotta look at this crap, or I'm sitting in the kitchen and I gotta look at this crap. Like, I don't know why they left it like this. And it's kind of weird how they were hot and cold on the maintenance. It was either really well done or it was really crappily done. I had these, like all the grates and everything repainted myself. I paid for the paint, but it just needs to be done, and it's gonna be a different color. So I'm just kind of looking just over here, and it's just going to be, it's going to look so good once it's done, and it's going to take the time that it takes. I got a quote. The guy's been out here. He's looked at it. He knows exactly what needs to be done. He knows the amounts. He's been here before. So I'm, I got an all-in price where I don't have to do anything. So I'm really confident that he's going to do a good job, and I'm going to be happy. And it's just, you're going to be able to tell that the house, somebody actually cares about the house again. So this is the worst part. I don't think the rest of the house, the facade, there's like plaster that's coming right off, and there's chunks of like concrete in some of the corners that he says he's going to take care of all that for me. But this was definitely the worst. And I think if I can reclaim this part of the house, I think it's going to make a big difference. What I'm sort of thinking with this doghouse, since Bonita doesn't use it and I don't want to tear anything apart at this point, I'm going to get there eventually. I've got a couple of cats that seem to have adopted me that I'm thinking about making sure that they have a safe spot in there. Maybe we'll see what we're gonna do, but it's a lot of square footage. So I was really thinking at some point that this is all gonna come out, and I might actually be able to fit the pool back here, like a little wading pool, until I get a proper pool in the other part of the yard that's a lot bigger, where I'll be able to do some waiting. Although I have a few people who have told me that they think I could get an infinity pool fit in here, which I think is unlikely, but who knows? I might be surprised. So I will be back with the after.